Hey guys, welcome to our extension video. This is going to go over the very last example on the Unit 4 Lesson 2 notes. I've already put it all here for you, but I want to walk through it step by step, as well as give you one more example. Now, this first one is actually, once you understand what's happening, it would be really easy to do without a process. We have this rectangle, and they want me to do a scale factor of 1/2. So they want this rectangle to be half the size that it currently is. And they want the point of dilation, or the center of dilation, to be located at point R, which is right here. This is point R. So one way that we could visually do this is just count out. This is over 6, and this is down 3, 6, 7, 8. So I could just literally make this be half the size. So half of 6 is 2, and then half of 8 is 4. And this would be my image, or yeah, this would be my image right here, where this would be T prime, S prime, Q prime. It's half the size, and it kind of squished its way up towards point R. That's really what they want you to do. Okay. Now, it's easy to do that with this figure, but how do we actually get to those points mathematically without just sketching it out and kind of getting close, okay? Especially if you end up with a weird looking kind of 4 or 5-sided figure. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through 3 steps, okay? The very first step that we're going to do is we're going to figure out how far apart are each of these 3 points from point R. What is the horizontal change and what is the vertical change? Okay, so let's go ahead and do that first. So I'm going to start with Q, and then I'll do T and S. Okay, so Q is currently at -2, -1. How do you get from R to Q? Well, the X value doesn't change at all. You don't go left or right. The Y value is you go straight down. Because it's down, it's going to be -8. So that's the change in the X. That's the change in the Y. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2 is to determine the scale factor from here, okay? So what is 0 times 1/2? What is -8 times 1/2? All right, and again, that's the adjustment for the X value and the adjustment for the Y value. And that is going to be 0 times 1/2 is 0 still. And then the Y value, half of -8, is -4. So here's what we're going to do with that information. I am going to take this back to the original point, and I'm going to say my horizontal change, the X's, is 0. The Y is -4. Okay? And so now I'm going to do, okay, so now I know what the change for Q prime is, okay? Q prime. Now I need to begin with the values of r, which are -2, 7. So -2 plus 0, +7 minus 4. And if I simplify that, q prime will be at -2, 3. And if you look at what we drew up here, q is located at -2, 3. Okay, so I've only done that with one point. Let's look at again, what were our steps? So right here, I did step 1, which is find the horizontal and vertical distance from R to each point. Okay, now I had to do step 2. So once I knew what the distance was horizontally and vertically, then I did this step. So let me try to color code. Right here, I multiplied each distance by the scale factor. Okay, that's what I did for step 2. And then finally, for step 3, this is everything that I did right here. For step 3, okay, from the point of dilation, adjust your horizontal and vertical values, okay? So from the point of dilation, add these adjustments. Okay, and then that got me to my final new image point, which is right here. So if you want to pause this video and kind of jot those notes down, you can. But we're going to go ahead and follow the same process, and we're going to do points T and point S as well. But I'm going to need to erase this. All right. So let's go ahead and erase this, and then we're going to go through those same points again, or those same steps with our different points. Okay, so now let's find point T. Point T. The first thing that I need to do for point T is find the distance, okay, of the X and Y values. So the X values, it's going to go +6, -8. +6, -8. Now I'm going to take that distance, okay, and apply the scale factor. That's what's going to move it up, move that point up to where it's going to end up falling, okay? So if you don't want to keep working outside to side like in the chart that I've shown in the notes, you could just work up and down. That's fine. So you could say times 0.5 or times 1/2, which is the same thing. And so what you're going to end up finding out is that, so this was step 1, this is step 2. I'm going to now account for the scale factor. This will give me 3 comma negative 4. And then step 3 is start with point R, which is at negative 2 comma 7, and then make these adjustments. So that's a positive 3, and that's a negative 4. Okay, and so that is going to be a positive 1, and 7 minus 4 is 3, and this is my new t prime. So let's double check, whoops, sorry. So let's double check that this point 1 comma 3 was our value of t when we sketched it. So my origin is right here, so I went over positive 1 and up 1, 2, 3. And that matches with what we got algebraically. 1 comma 3. Okay, I wish this would focus a little better. Okay, let's do our last point now. Point S. Point S is located at 4 comma 7. So the first thing that I'm going to do is find the distance from R to S. So my X goes positive 6. My Y value changes 0. I didn't go up or down. Okay. So from R to S, I had to go positive 6 in the X direction, up and down 0. Now, so that was step 1. Now I'm going to apply the scale factor. So times 1/2 times 1/2. 6 times 1/2 is 3. 0 times 1/2 is 0. That was step 2. Step 3 is point R is located at negative 2, 7. And so I am going to do these adjustments. 3 plus negative 2 is 1. 0 plus 7 is 7. And this will be point S. 1 comma 7. So let's go check up above that it actually lined up right there at my X value here is 1, and then up 7 is right here. And so these are my new ordered pairs for a dilation of 1/2, about point R. Okay, a dilation at center point R with a scale factor of 1/2. Let's go ahead and do another example. Okay, so here is example number 2. We are going to do a dilation of 3/2 about point B. Okay, so this is my scale factor. This is my point of dilation. Okay, so what we're going to do is the same exact process, okay? Everything is going about point B this time. So I'm going to just come out to the side and show my work. So I'm going to do this for point A and point C. And I'm going to show you another way that you could do a chart if you'd like, okay? So the distance from B to A is I have to go left 2, up 1. So negative 2, 1. Okay, negative 2, 1. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the scale factor. So so take that distance and times both numbers by 3 over 2. By 3 over 2. Okay, so 1 times 3 halves is 3 halves, or 1.5. Okay, negative 2 times 3 halves is going to give me negative 3. Let me get a better marker. Negative 3. And again, I'm just lining up the x values, the y values, okay? Now I need to make my adjustments from point B. So this is a positive 1 and a negative 2. That's point B. So it's 1.5 minus 2. It is negative 0.5. And then what is negative 3 plus 1? And that is negative 2. Okay, so my A prime is going to be at negative 2, comma, negative 0.5. Let's do that again for point C, and then we'll plot them all at the same time. Okay, so from B to C, I go right 1 and up 3. So 1, comma, 3. Okay, now I'm going to multiply by my scale factor of 3 halves. 3 halves. Okay, I have 1 times 3 halves, which again is going to give me 1.5. And then I have 3 times 3 halves, which is 4.5. Okay, 3 times 3 is 9, divided by 2 is 4.5. Okay, so now I need to make my adjustment from point A. Remember, point B. Whoops. Point B is at 1, negative 2. So 1, negative 2. Okay, so it's 1.5 plus 1. I'm going to write them down here. It is 2.5. And what's 4.5 minus 2? That's going to be 2.5. And that is C prime. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to use red, and I'm going to plot these points now. So A is going to be at negative 2, negative 2.5. And then C is going to be at 2.5, up 1, 2.5. Notice that kind of, whoops, I'm going to zoom in here. That kind of falls in between. Okay. 1, 2.5, and then 1, 2.5 is like in the middle here. Okay, and so now point B stays the same because everything went out from it. So here is my new triangle. Same shape, different size. Okay. And so what we have formed here are similar triangles, which we're going to get into in lesson 4 for this unit. Okay, similar triangles. I just wanted to zoom out real quick and show you all my work again. And it did want us to get the points. So A is at negative 2, comma, negative 0.5. And C prime was at 2.5, comma, 2.5. Okay, so we found our new ordered pairs. And then B didn't move at all, 1, comma, 2. It stays the same. All right, guys, hopefully this video helped. It gave you an extra example that was not included in your notes. We're going to work on this a little more. This is probably the hardest concept of this lesson. All right, until next time.